It's a rather amazing number this morning. CPI comes in flat. The estimate was 1/10, and it had been 0.4 back in September, and that leaves the year-over-year headline number at 3.2%, down from 3.7. The forecast had been for 3.3. But here's the big number: core 0.2. It rounds down to 0.2 from 0.3 last month, and that's a tick below what we anticipated. Puts the year-over-year number at 4%, and that's down from 4.1%, which was expected. There was a feeling that we might see a stall in the numbers this month. You guys mentioned that, and it has not happened. Inflation not as sticky this month. It goes down, gives the Fed a chance perhaps to say we don't need to raise rates in December, and we'll probably see a market reaction to that effect.
Mike, what do you see in inflation?
Well, the things that people have been watching closely have turned out pretty much the way they thought they would. We saw gasoline prices drop by quite a bit, by about 5% during the month, which really pushes down on inflation. But fuel oil also down 5%. Food up only 0.3, food at home at least. And then shelter costs, we're always looking at what's happening with shelter, and we'll break that down a little farther, but up by 0.3, so not as much. Transportation services up 0.8, so airfares probably went up. Medical care services, I have to break this one down for you. That was in the news. It's up 0.3, which is probably less than anticipated. Here's the thing: the government once a year recalibrates
the autumn adjustment.
Health insurance, and this month is that month, and the estimation was that they would show a big increase in health insurance, and I got to look deeper into the tables to find out.
Does this feel like a sustainable trajectory downward that is in response to people protesting some of the higher prices, not necessarily going with them, and that has some momentum behind it?
Well, I got to look, Lisa, here to see if I can see what refrigerator prices are doing.
Please.
But obviously you're not protesting. And the thing, and we'll see tomorrow more with retail sales, the thing is Americans are protesting inflation, but they don't seem to be doing anything about it. I mean, it's a verbal protest, but they're not staying away from the stores, which has been good news up to now. So the question is, do they continue to do that? Health insurance, here we go, Tom, down by, no, actually rises 1.1%, but down 3.5% last month. So essentially what we're seeing here is a rise in health insurance offset by other things, and that seems to matter. Rent of shelter, you're talking with Jonathan just a minute ago, up 0.3. Rent of primary residence up 0.5%, which is his story. And then the owner's equivalent rent up 0.4. It was up 0.6 last month.
So it's up less.
So it's up less, and that may be the big contributor given the size of housing.
You mentioned 30% to me, the size of housing. And Michael McKee, thank you so much.